Hey everybody, it's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Today's video is all about the busiest cruise ports in the United States. In the 50s and the 60s, the transatlantic ocean liner was the king of the seas and New York City was #1 for traffic. But that started to change when the jet replaced the cruise ship to go across the Atlantic. Miami started to come on strong with cruise ships going to the Caribbean and back. Today, Miami is the #1 cruise port in America with over 5 million passengers a year going through the port. Miami is probably going to reach 7 to 7.5 million passengers over the next couple of years because of all the new terminals being built. There was a time that terminal buildings in these ports were like giant warehouses, very clammy, very drafty. Not anymore. Now cruise lines are building beautiful, architecturally stunning structures to handle the passengers for their cruises. So Miami, #1. #2 port in the USA is Port Canaveral, near Orlando, Florida, and that beautiful international airport, and of course Disneyland, Universal Studios. Port Canaveral is growing leaps and bounds. They have a lot of room to continue to expand. Disney is adding ships. Royal Caribbean is adding ships. The ships are getting larger, and Port Canaveral can handle the increase in traffic. They are approaching 4.5 to 5 million passengers, and they're going to keep right on growing from there. The #3 port is the Port Everglades, or near Fort Lauderdale. This is a shot here of the port. 7 ships at a time are easily in this port. You can see the airport in the bottom left-hand corner there. Here's a shot of the port from space. Lots of port dock facilities here, and of course the infrastructure to bring the people in and all the goods you need for a week-long cruise. Port Everglades is one of the busiest in the world. New York City, of course, is still a place to come to, obviously. New York is no longer the #1, say, passenger count port in the world or North America, but it's still significant. A lot of ships come here to either do day visits or to start and finish their cruises, especially, obviously, in the summer and in the fall. Those incredible New England cruises where you see those spectacular fall colors from the trees. Absolutely stunning. And of course, a lot of people to highlight, to take a cruise, to come into New York and see the Statue of Liberty, see the skyscrapers of Manhattan, see a few plays if you can. Sometimes cruises will come in here, spend a couple of nights, and the passengers can take in the town for a day or two before they leave again. Of course, it's inconvenient in a way because, it's crowded, it's busy, but it's New York, and so all is forgiven. And New York is a very busy place. About 1 million passengers a year or so nowadays. The other port that's coming on, another place here, is Galveston. Galveston, just outside of Houston, Texas. You have 5.5 million people in Houston. You're near New Orleans. You're not too far from Dallas. Folks can drive here. Lots of places to park your car and take a cruise to the Caribbean and Mexico from Galveston. The drawback? Flooding. The floods that have been coming in lately have really caused havoc for passengers. The folks in Galveston are going to probably have to really work on this to try to find ways to mitigate it, but that's the one drawback for Galveston, is the low-lying land. What are you going to do? Another area that's picking up popularity is Tampa in Florida. Beautiful city, beautiful area here, convenient for flying in and out of or driving to for Floridians. Tampa is a very popular place and growing. 1 million passengers a year are using Tampa for their cruises to the Caribbean and to Mexico. Seattle, the Alaska cruise business is booming, and the city of Seattle has gone from 600,000-700,000 passengers a year. Now they're over 1 million. They're likely heading for 1.5 million passengers a year. Even trips to Asia are now starting and ending in Seattle, especially spring, summer, and fall. Here's the Bliss with the roller coaster, the go-kart track on the back. Really popular ship out of Seattle every summer going forward. Here's Los Angeles, a port that's handling about 500,000-600,000 passengers a year. It's a port that has got all the potential in the world to do more business, but the problem is cruise lines out of LA and even out of Long Beach here, they only go to Mexico and Hawaii. They don't really go much further than that. It's too far to get to Alaska. So Los Angeles doesn't do the millions of passengers a year that other ports do, but those are your top ports. So we're talking Miami, Port Canaveral, Port Everglades, Galveston, New York, Tampa, Seattle, Los Angeles, Long Beach. This is where Americans come and go for cruising, and of course international passengers fly in and out. Join me Monday to Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Time, Saturdays at 2 Eastern. We talk cruise ships 6 days a week. Please subscribe to my channel today, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.